Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. And it is Tuesday, which means it is time for DC Comics. Now this morning we're going to be getting a couple issues out to you, and we'll be covering the rest later on this evening. But to get things started, we're going to start with DCeased Dead Planet issue number 7. This will be the final issue for Dead Planet, so if you guys haven't kept up with it, go ahead and check out my playlist. It's in the description. It's at the top of this video. It's got everything you need when it comes to DC's Dead Planet. It'll get you completely caught up on everything leading up to this final issue. And for those of you expecting Clark Kent to make a arrival, you're probably going to be severely disappointed in this issue. But all in all, I have to say, they closed it out really well. And the star of this issue was John Constantine. And before we get into this, I wanted to let you guys know that I started a Patreon. I had a few of you guys asking me where they could find a Patreon for me, so I went ahead and I made one. If you guys want to support the channel in that way, I'll leave a link in the description so you can do that. Otherwise, as always, please subscribe, like the video if you enjoy the content. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. So this issue picks us up in Australia, and we have the Amazos literally cleaning house. They are taking out anybody who is not still living. So if they have the anti-living virus within them, the Amazos are taking them out. And these guys were designed to literally take on the Justice League. So obviously this is no problem for them. But this is when the new Justice League arrives. And these guys are something different. Because while yes, the Amazos were created to take on the Justice League, this Justice League is just overpowered. With the weapons they possess, the abilities that they have, combined, they are literally unstoppable. And so we see the Justice League taking on an army of Amazos. And then we pick up in Paris with the Phantom Stranger and Zatanna watching as Trigon destroys the entire city. And John Constantine is nowhere in sight. And Phantom Stranger starts to speculate that John Constantine's just not going to show up, and then he bailed out on everybody. And we remember John Constantine had showed Phantom Stranger the future. And though Phantom Stranger had lain dormant and hadn't done anything for 2,000 years to intervene with humanity, he couldn't stop and watch the destruction of Earth. And so he chose a side. No longer walking in limbo, he chose to fight against Trigon. And this is where we pick up with John and Damian. And the Super Sons are trying to figure out exactly where the source of the Amazos came from. If they can figure out the source, they may be able to shut it all down. And this is when they're attacked by an Amazo. But our Super Sons make quick work of this guy, rip its head off, and make an entrance into the bunker. And this is where they find Penguin and all of his rich fat cats, if you will. Everybody that had the money to escape has pretty much hid out here. And this is when Penguin tells his guards to kill Superman. And the guards look at him like he's crazy. They're just like, what? Like, no, we're not gonna hurt Superman. Sorry, but like that's not gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, people start dropping. And that's when we see John Constantine wearing Ragman's cloak, wearing the helmet of Dr. Fate, wielding the Spear of Destiny. He takes all the souls of the corrupted, because this power he's going to need for the fight to come. And this is when Superman goes up to him, and it's really just like, hey man, is there anything I can do to help out? And John tells him, you know what, you just need to stay away, because I've seen the future. I see that when you interfere, you die. And so with John Constantine taking off to face off with Trigon, Superman and Batman sit behind and they try to figure out what they can do to figure out how to shut these Amazos down. And so they take the head of the Amazo, hoping for a possibility of being able to do something with that to Cyborg, hoping that he can create some kind of virus inside the Amazos to shut them down. Something. And simultaneously, we have Kid Flash getting all the vaccines ready to start curing all those infected with the anti-living, and the race for humanity begins. And Wallace West goes as fast as he can, giving as many people as he can the vaccine. And we also see Superman doing the same. Now, picking up with the battle between Trigon and John Constantine, he arrives, and just in the nick of time, because Zatanna and Phantom Stranger are unable to defeat Trigon. And John Constantine flies up to Trigon and lets him know that he's not going to take everything that he's been doing to Earth. and that he's going to fight back. And John Constantine, with the power of Zeus, with the strength of Hercules, with all the power he possesses, decks a freaking demon. We see John Constantine pulling out every single trick that he has in his book. The power of the ancient gods and imprisoned souls isn't enough though, and John Constantine is fatally wounded with one punch from Trigon. And with John Constantine dying, the Justice League unable to take on the army of Amazos, it seems like all was lost. But this is when Cyborg's able to do the impossible, and he shuts down the Amazos. And as Superman was passing out vaccines to everybody, he saw something in Europe he just couldn't resist to go to, and that was Trigon. And Trigon and Superman stand toe to toe. And though Constantine had seen the future, he knew John would die. But Superman was faster than fate, faster than the inevitable, able to leap the divide between reality and the impossible. For one shining moment, a mortal man held back the devil. And though that is some amazing writing right there, I have to say a timeout. This is literally DC just doing the same thing they always do with Superman, making him the pinnacle point of everything, making him Jesus Christ, making him the Almighty, the Alpha and the Omega, and it's just too much. And then they refer to him as a mortal man, which he is neither mortal nor man. So it kinda doesn't make sense in that regards. But with Superman dealing a blow to Trigon, we see the ghost or spirit of John Constantine. Now, John Constantine had taken the power of Deadman, which gives him the ability to possess another body. And so he possesses Trigon. And though normally this wouldn't be enough to be able to hold on to Trigon, with all of the magic that he has combined, all the things that he gathered together, they're still connected to him spiritually. So all this magic is still connected to him. And it gives him the strength to take over Trigon's body long enough to take the Spear of Destiny and plunge it through his chest. And this wipes John Constantine from existence. Though it may actually be a good thing for him, because if he were to go to hell, he was in for one hell of a torture, if you will. And so with that, all the threats that are relatively huge, immense, world-ending threats are gone. And the only thing left now is for the rest of the team to distribute as much of the anti-living as they can to the people. And we see our heroes reunite with loved ones. And we see the Green Arrow human again. And that will be the end of this event. Let me know what you guys thought of DCeased Dead Planet. I was severely disappointed that we did not see Clark Kent, but they were really trying to focus on John, and I get that. But they really did try to make him more than what he is. Because at the end of the day, he wasn't defying fate or anything miraculous like that. That was literally how John Constantine had foreseen the future. And so we have to assume that John knew Superman would show up to deal that blow so John Constantine could possess Trigon's body. Not that he was defying fate, but that he was playing right into fate's hands. That makes more logical sense to me, at least. Now, with that being said, all in all, I have loved everything DCeased as a whole story. And I kind of feel like it's done now. I really don't want them to do any more DCeased. Any more than this feels like it's just going to be a cash grab, a money grab. Maybe some more maybe one or two side stories like the Unkillables. But even that, you know, we really got, I would say, a mouthful when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, DCeased Dead Planet was a great story. 7 issues, I think that's definitely sufficient to get what they wanted out there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to stay tuned because we're going to be putting out all of the future state issues today. If you're interested in checking out a comic podcast, go ahead and check out Comic Breakdown and More podcasts available on iTunes and Spotify. You can find links in the description. We release episodes every Friday talking about all the comic pools that we cover on this channel, as well as WandaVision, cinema, TV, movies, you name it, we're covering it. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if you enjoy the content that we're putting out, and until the next video.